Namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Yoga Insights. This evening session is going to be hosted by Amrita Varshini. Amrita is a Mysore-based Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and Pranayama teacher, and her session today is called Introduction to Pranayama. So in today's session, Amrita will explain the importance of Pranayama and why it is interconnected to our asana practice. She will start the session with the natural breath awareness meditation, followed with a few other yogic pranayama techniques. So pranayama strengthens the connection between our body and mind and promotes relaxation and mindfulness. It is an essential part of yoga, and this session will help us understand why. So Amrita, would you like to join us?
Yes.
Namaste.
Hello. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and welcome to Indica Yoga.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you so much.
So I was just explaining to our audience why pranayama is so important for our asana practice. It is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. So I'm just going to hand over this session to you now, and I'll see you towards the end.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, namaste everyone. Yes, we'll begin the session. Try to sit in a comfortable position. You can sit in Sukhasana with the folded legs. Keep your back straight. You can rest your palms on your knees. And gently close your eyes. Relax your shoulder blades. Try to bring your awareness towards your breathing. We're just going to observe a natural breathing just for some time. And try to feel your breath through the nose. Try to be aware of your breathing just through the nostrils. Slowly try to bring your awareness towards the back of your mouth, just above your throat. And try to feel as you breathe in and out. Slowly try to move your awareness towards your throat. And try to be aware as you breathe in and out, how it feels as you inhale, how the air is a little cooler. And as you breathe out, as you exhale, how the warm air is passing through your throat. Let it happen naturally. Try not to control your breathing. Slowly try to shift your awareness towards your chest. And observe as you breathe in and out. How your lungs are expanding and relaxing. Let it happen naturally. Just trying to observe it as it is. Then slowly move your awareness towards your belly and your diaphragm muscle. And just observe as you breathe in and out, how your diaphragm muscle is moving downward and causing your belly to expand. And as you breathe out, how your diaphragm muscle is moving upward, causing your belly to contract. Let it happen naturally, effortless breathing. Now, bring your attention back onto your nose now, your nostrils. This time we're going to observe the entire process. We're just trying to understand our own respiratory system. So let it happen naturally and try to flow with it, starting from your nostrils, then the back of your throat, then the lungs are filling up, diaphragm muscle moves, the expansion of your belly happens. And then again, the exhalation starts. As you start breathing out, your lungs are relaxing and your belly is contracting in. Keep observing the entire process and try to understand how the natural breathing is happening. And keep your eyes closed and follow my instructions. Now we'll practice yogic breathing. This time we're gonna control our breathing and try to understand what exactly is happening in our system as we inhale and exhale. And let's start with a very deep and gentle breath. Try to inhale slowly through the nose. And try to fill your belly up first. And then slowly start filling your lungs. And try to expand it to its fullest. And try to breathe in a little more after filling your lungs. And just observe as your collarbones, as well as your shoulder blades, moving upwards. And try to hold the breath in and then gently start breathing out. Relaxing your collarbones, relaxing your lungs, and contracting your belly. Try to breathe in again, gentle breathing. Try to focus on filling your belly first. And then your lungs. Try to fill your lungs to its fullest and then take a little more breath in to engage your collarbones as well as your shoulders, and try to retain the breath. Take a pause here and then gently start breathing out, relaxing your collarbones and then your lungs and then the belly. Few more rounds. No strain. Gentle, deep and long breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Five more rounds. Try to keep your breath flow rhythmic and as soft as possible. And with the last round. And slowly try to become aware of your physical body. And then your surroundings. And attentively, slowly open your eyes. Yes. So this is just a simple breathing technique to understand how to breathe correctly and to understand our own respiratory system. So before we start any pranayama technique, it is recommended or it is preferred that we practice some breathing, belly breathing, or thoracic or clavicular breathing to activate our respiratory system and then proceed with the techniques. Okay, so let's start with the introduction to pranayama. So what is pranayama? Pranayama is a breathing technique, a breath control method. So according to Asian techniques, prana means the vital energy or life force. Ayama means the expansion of it. So expansion of prana. So we have how we have physical body, we also have the mental body, and we have the pranic body. So the pranic body is nothing but the energy body. So we use the breath. Why we use the breath? Because the breath is the subtler element. So now when you compare to prana, prana is even more subtler than the breath. So we are using the breath to expand or let our prana, the energy in our pranic body, to flow more freely. Okay, and then by doing this with all of these techniques, how it is helping. So we have the sheets, as I mentioned, we have 5 panchakoshas, also sheets we call them, the different bodies. We have the physical body, which we can see, and we have the mental body, the mind, the thoughts and emotions. On top of it, we have the pranic body, on top of it, the psychic body, and then the blissful one. So the pranic body is above the physical and your mind. So by purifying your pranic body, what we're doing, we're also trying to purify the physical and also our mental body. Okay, and how having a poor lifestyle affects our pranic body. So when it comes to physical body, the activities, the physical activities and the work we do, the food we consume, the sleep, all these things are very important. any one of these things are not properly followed, it is actually going to affect the physical body. It comes the mental body, we have our thoughts, imaginations, and the emotions. So instability in the mental body and the instability in the physical body can affect our pranic body. So how we gonna reverse this? Just by practicing, even having a good lifestyle and practicing pranayama techniques can also help. Or to start with the simple pranayama techniques, we can also bring the stability in our mental body and also in our physical body. Okay, so before we start the pranayama, we have few important aspects when it comes to pranayama. So let's start with the puraka. Puraka means the inhalation. So any technique, when we inhale to the nose, it's puraka, we call it puraka in Sanskrit. And rejaka is exhalation. So breathing out through the nose, right? And antir kumbhaka means internal retention. So we're going to inhale, we're going to hold the breath inside. And bahir kumbhaka means external retention, retaining the breath outside. And the last one is kevala kumbhaka. Kevala kumbhaka is advanced one. So during advanced practices, we use it, which means the spontaneous breathless state. So effortlessly, when you reach a particular state wherein you don't feel like breathing in or out. So these 5 things are very important. And then what are the few things or guidelines for any practitioner when it comes to pranayama? So the simple one is the sitting position. Let's understand. So you can sit in sukhasana. If this is difficult to you, if you need something to rest your back, you can sit against the wall. Or even sitting on the floor is difficult to you, you can sit on a chair with the backrest or the hand rest also. Okay. And then comes the comfortable clothes. So try to wear loose and comfortable clothes. And the place you sit, try to choose a quiet and clean place. And also try to keep yourself little hygiene, or preferably if you can take bath before the practice, it's really good. If you cannot, at least you can wash your hands, you can wash your face, and then you can begin your practice. And throughout the practice, make sure to sit in a very relaxed position and keep your body relaxed and try not to strain your facial muscles. When it comes to breathing, the breathing happens only through the nose, in and out. Only if it's asked or if it's there in any technique, then we use the mouth. Okay, so we'll start with the technique and we'll also understand like any benefits on the contraindications. Usually when someone with the illness or going through any difficult phases, mentally and also physically, it's not recommended to practice any pranayamas, and if it's required, please practice under a guided, under the guidance of a yoga teacher or a pranayama teacher. Okay, so we'll start with the first pranayama. If you want, you can stretch your legs and then you can come back to comfortable position. Yeah, so Anuloma Viloma is the first pranayama. It's also called alternative nostril breathing. So what is the technique? So with your left hand, we're not going to use the left hand here. If it's required, we can use it. So with the right hand, we're going to take Nasika Mudra. It's a hand gesture. So you can use your thumb and your index and your ring finger, sorry, your middle finger, try to touch your palm. Your ring and your small, try to join them together. And try to place your thumb on top of your right nostril, your ring on your left nostril. With your left hand, you can take Ganara Mudra or Chip Mudra. Or if it's difficult for you to hold your hand like this, you can just use your left palm and rest your right elbow on it, and you can practice. Okay, so we'll try 2 different techniques in this itself, in this pranayama itself. So just watch me, just understand the technique. So I'm using the Nasika Mudra and I'm starting to inhale through my left nostril. Try to keep a very gentle and soft breathing. And then I'm going to close my left nostril and open the right and exhale through the right. And then inhale back through the right nostril. Close your right and exhale through left. This is one round. So we're going to go for 10 rounds like this. This is technique 1. And what is the technique 2? So just watch me. I'm going to inhale through my left nostril. I'm closing my left, closing my right. I'm trying to retain the breath inside. Again, open the right and exhale through right. Inhale back through right. Close the right. And try to retain the breath inside again. Exhale through left. If you've noticed, with the second technique, we are only practicing Antar Kumbhaka, which is we're going to inhale and retain the breath inside. And what is the ratio? Try to keep it equally. Like if you're inhaling for like maybe 2 to 3 seconds, try to hold the breath for 2 to 3 seconds and exhale for 2 to 3 seconds. Okay, you're going to start with left and end with left. That is one round of Anuloma Viloma. So we'll start now. So I'll be doing the counting. Try to follow the instructions. Sit in a comfortable position. Take any mudra with your left hand and take Nasika mudra with your right hand. Close your eyes and try to bring your hand. Close your right nostril and gently start breathing through your left nostril. Close your left nostril. Open the right to breathe out. Breathe in through the right. Close the right and breathe out through the left. One round. We're going to go for 9 more rounds. Last 3 rounds. And with the last round. And slowly relax your right hand. Bring your right hand down. Let the natural breathing restart. Just try to be aware of your own natural breathing. Go with the technique 2. Take Nasikama Dragon with your right hand. Slowly, gently start breathing through your left nostril. Close your left nostril and try to retain the breath inside, even if it's for a couple of seconds. And then slowly open your right and start breathing out through the right nostril. Inhale back through the right. Close the right nostril again and try to retain the breath inside for as long as you can. And then open the left and slowly, gently breathe out. That is 1 round. Second round, breathe in through the left. Close the left and try to hold the breath inside. And slowly open your right and breathe out to the right. Breathe in to the right nostril itself. Close your right nostril and try to retain the breath in again. And slowly start breathing out through your left nostril. Go on. 8 more rounds. Try to retain the breath in after every inhalation. 4 more rounds. Into the last round. And slowly bring your right hand down. And release the control over your breathing. Let it happen naturally. And try to become aware of your physical body and the place around you. To gentle blink, slowly open your eyes. Yes. So the benefits of this pranayama is it actually normalizes our entire autonomous nervous system. Now it also brings the balance between our right and left hemispheres. And there's no major contraindication for this. Anybody can practice at any time unless someone is having any serious illness. Okay, so then we'll move on to Kapalbhati Pranayama. It's also called the skull cleansing or the frontal brain cleansing pranayama. It's a very powerful pranayama. So here also we'll try to practice 2 techniques. So the one is we're going to let the inhalation happen passively and active and forceful exhalations. I'll be showing the technique. That's the first technique. And with the second technique, we're going to go for continuously 20 counts of passive inhalations and active exhalations. And end of the 20th stroke, we're just going to stop and observe if the Kevala Kumbhaka, which we mentioned, the state of the spontaneous breathless state, if that happens or not. We're not going to force the state. If it's going to happen to you, if you feel like not breathing in or out, just for a few seconds. If it's not, you can go back to natural breathing. So the first round, we're going to go for 10 counts, 10 strokes. And then for the second technique, we're going to go for 20 rounds. Okay, and just watch me. So I'm letting the inhalation happen passively. I'm not putting any strain, but only when it comes to my exhalations, I'm putting a little bit of efforts, and that is only from my stomach. I'm trying to pump exhalations from my stomach. I'm trying to keep my chest and my collarbones and my neck and shoulders still. So try to give a very small pause so that the inhalation, even though it is passive, let it happen. Give a very small pause and then go for your exhalations. Okay, so try to keep your facial muscle, try not to relax, try not to strain your facial muscles, also especially your shoulders and your neck area. Okay, let's begin. Find your comfortable position. If you want to stretch your legs, you can, and then come back to comfortable position. Yes. You can take any mudras with your hands. Keep your back straight and gently close your eyes. Start with the active exhalations. Make sure to engage your belly. End with the last round and try to relax your abdominal muscles. Go back to your natural breathing. Let's go for the second technique. We're going to go for 20 to 25 rounds here. Make sure to bring a complete awareness towards your belly and start with active exhalations. And with the last round, and just observe if you can get into the Kevala Kumbhaka state. If you're not feeling like breathing in and out, even if it's for a very few seconds, and gently go back to breathing. Completely release the control over your breathing. Let it happen naturally. We're going to go for one more round. Last one, 20 to 25 strokes. When you're ready, start with the active exhalations. And with the last round, and see if we can reach to Kevala Kumbhaka state. Effortlessly, not trying to force. You are not feeling like breathing in or out in this position. Try to be in this stage for as long as you can, then go back to natural breathing. Try to normalize your heartbeat. And slowly try to become aware of your physical body. And try to become aware of the surrounding. Slowly with the gentle blinks, open your eyes. Yes. So the benefits of Kapalabhati, there are so many benefits of Kapalabhati pranayama. So mainly someone with the respiratory disorders can be benefited with this. And also since we're using the abdominal muscles here to breathe in and out, it's also going to tone the abdominal muscles as well as the organs. And the contraindications should be very careful. Someone with the heart, any related heart issues should not practice this, or anything related to your stomach, like ulcers or hernia, or gastritis, any of those issues should not practice. Also, someone with the high BP. So even if you want to practice, try to practice under a yoga teacher or a pranayama teacher. Okay, so we'll move on to last one for today, Shitali or Shitakari pranayama. It's a cooling pranayama. Let's just jump into the technique. Very simple. So you can roll your tongue like in a U shape. Bring your tongue out and try to roll it. And try to breathe in through your mouth. This time you're breathing in through the mouth. So keep it very gentle and soft breathing. As you breathe in, close the mouth and try to breathe out through the nose. One thing you can observe here is as you breathe in, you can actually hear the sound of your inhalation. And as the air passes through, you can feel the cooling effect on your tongue as well as the back of your mouth. Okay, if you're not able to roll your tongue like this, we're going to go for a Shitakari pranayama. For that, gently press your teeth against each other and keep your lips slightly open. And as you inhale through the spaces we have between the teeth, you're going to inhale through the mouth and close the mouth and exhale through the nose. Okay, so after practicing Kapalbhati, since Kapalbhati increases Agni, the fire in us, so we're going to balance it out by practicing Shitali or Shitakari pranayama. Okay, it's a cooling one. So let's just go with the technique. When you're ready, sit in a comfortable position. With this, you can take any mudras. We're not going to use our hands anyways. So you can pick up Shitali or Shitakari, whichever technique is comfortable for you. We'll go for at least 5 rounds. Just 5 rounds. When you're ready, close your eyes. If you're going with the Shitali pranayama, roll your tongue and try to bring your tongue a little out from your mouth. And try to breathe in through the nose. Close the mouth and breathe out through the nostrils. You're going to put a little bit of effort here with your inhalations. And if you're practicing Shitakari, press your teeth against each other, keeping your mouth slightly open and try to breathe into the mouth. Close the mouth and breathe out through the nostrils. Yes, 5 more rounds. Make sure to close your mouth before you exhale through the nostrils. 4 more rounds. End with the last round. Go back to natural breathing. And try to bring your complete awareness towards your breathing. Try to observe your natural breathing. Starting from your nose, in the throat, in the lungs, in the belly. Slowly bring your palms together to Namaskara Mudra when you're ready. We just chant a small Shanti mantra. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Slowly rub your palms, keeping your eyes closed. Look up your eyes. When you are ready, slowly bring your hands a little forward with a gentle blink. Open your eyes. Yes. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Yes. So we'll have a Q&A now. So if you have any doubts or any questions, please feel free to ask. So Sophia, can you help us with that?
Amrita, thank you so much. That was a great session. Very, very great information, useful information. And thank you for sharing your teaching and techniques with us.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure our audience loved it. And it's also very calming because that's what pranayama does. It makes our mind quiet. It just is so good for your yoga practice also because they're all complementary practices. So thank you so much for sharing this hour with us. We have a few questions. The first one is from Dimpleji in Bangalore. She'd like to know if as a beginner, you can practice all of the pranayams that you taught today, all three of them every day.
Yes, she can practice, but not the retention part. Initially, she can start with the natural breathing and then the yogic breathing. After that, she can practice all of these pranayamas, but not with the retention, not holding the breath.
Okay, we have one more question. Thank you for answering that. Joshi ji is asking, during Shitakari pranayam, his tongue tends to get dry and breathing gets difficult. So how can he address that issue?
So it's completely normal if you're a beginner. So what you can do is take a pause, just close your mouth, and automatically this alarm will come up and you feel better. And then for the second round again go. If it's too much, if your tongue is getting dried up, like for every practice, just not go for more than 4 to 5 rounds. And actually hydrating yourself also helps you. Maybe it's just a sign of dehydration also.
Great. So Joshi ji, I hope that answers your question. Our next question is from Nishant ji. He's asking when one should practice pranayam, whether it should be done before or after asana.
Usually it's recommended to practice after asana, after practicing kriyas and the asanas and then the pranayama. And the timing is like early in the morning or in the evening, like after the sunset. And make sure to keep your stomach empty. Should be practiced all the pranayamas. When it comes to breathing exercises, it's fine. You can practice anytime, even if your stomach is full. But pranayama techniques should be practiced with the empty stomach. At least should give 3 to 4 hours of gap after your meal.
Thank you so much. Our next question comes from Deepak ji, who's asking in Anulom Vilom, how many breaths do you have to intake? Like how much, I suppose that's, how much breath does he have to intake? And does all 3 parts need to be filled up? I'm sorry, I'm not sure what that means, but maybe Amrita can address the issue. Thank you.
Yes, I understood. So inhalations, like it depends person to person. Initially, when you're starting with, keep your inhalation and the retention and exhalation equal. Keep it equal. And as you grow, like 1-1-1 ratio, for example, if you're breathing in for just 2 seconds, try to hold the breath in for 2 seconds and breathe out for 2 seconds. And as you practice more and more, you can increase your exhalations. Inhalation for 2, holding the breath for 2, and exhalation for 4.
Thank you so much, Deepak ji. I hope that helped. We have one more question from Deena ji, who's saying, what percentage of oxygen is one inhaling during pranayam?
What? Come again? Beg your pardon?
What percentage of oxygen does one inhale during pranayam? I think she's trying to understand how much the oxygen intake is.
Yeah, definitely more than when you're just unconsciously breathing, right? It's a conscious breathing. You're aware of your breathing and you're trying to focus on every part and trying to expand your lungs to the fullest. Definitely like unconscious breathing to conscious into multiple by 100, I can tell you. Yeah, very effective.
Thank you so much. I think that's about it for questions, but we have a lot of comments and a lot of our audience thanking you. So also thank you. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to all of them because they've written such nice comments. There's Nishant ji, Raju ji, Mahadeva ji, Sachin ji. Thank you so much for your lovely comments. And they've all really, Dimple ji also saying thank you, Amrita. So just sharing the love. Thank you so much. So if anyone has any more questions, please share them with us now, or you can even write to us later if you think of something and we'll forward your questions to Amrita. Just one more thing before we wrap up the session is if any of our audience or participants would like to get in touch with you, can you share your contact details with us, please?
Yes. So my email ID is, they can write to me. Amrit Var it is. So it is AMRUTHVAR @gmail.com. And I'm also on social media, as correct. Instagram, it's Yoga with Amrita.
Okay, I also put these details on the chat for anyone who'd like to take it down, her email address and her social media handle. And also for our participants, if you'd like to come back and practice this session or share it with anyone, it's going to be recorded and available on the Indica Yoga website, as well as our YouTube channels. And any last message before we wrap up, Amrita?
Yes, so yoga is a beautiful gift to us. for our humanity. So try to learn it as much as you can, and any spiritual practices it can be. So you will just understand there's more to this life than just being in this rat race. There's more. So any day, any teacher if you can find. Yes, that's it.
Thank you so much, Amrita. That was so wonderful. Thank you for joining us. And also a big thank you to all our participants. We hope you enjoyed the session. And as I said, this will always be available on our YouTube channel and our website. So you can refer to Amrita's beautiful teachings at any time. Thank you so much, everybody. And we'll see you next week's talk, by the way, is going to happen on Tuesday instead of Friday. And we'll be sharing those details soon. So I'll see all of you next week. Dhanyavad. Have a beautiful weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.